What's up, guys? Bienvenue mi casa, and welcome back to another episode of Travel News, where I'll be bringing you all the crazy stuff happening in the travel world. Let's do it. Alright guys, so check this out. This first story is a doozy. Report surfaced this week that two pilots got into a scuffle. They shaking the plane, literally getting it on in the cockpit. Sources say that two pilots got into an argument. They lip boxing. They going word for word in the cockpit shortly after it takes off. Now what the dispute is about, we don't know yet. We don't have those facts. But what we do know is these words led to the fist flying. A story is coming out that shortly after takeoff, you know, this person said something. Maybe it was something that spilled over into something that wasn't supposed to be nothing, but it turned to something. What we do know is one pilot said something the other don't like. Now it's beyond words. I don't know if he said something about his mom, his grandmom, his auntie, his uncle, his baby, his little baby niece. You know what really was the cause that sent that pilot over the head? That pilot took it personal. He snatched the pilot up by his neck. The other pilot threw that shit up by his neck. The other pilot throws a punch. And they getting it on back and forth just like that. It's a whole commotion in the cockpit, bro. This has been flight. I'm talking about they got 200 passengers in the back. This is not a little Ford Fusion they driving down the road. This is bigger than that. This is bigger than that. Airline crew hear this commotion, they kick in the door. They get in the cockpit, they break it up. What's going on in here? They turn into referees. They don't get paid enough, if you ask me. With all the drama going on in the travel world, these people being asked to be boxers. Now they turn into referees. Like, now I can only imagine the passengers in this case, man. If it was my flight, I'm gonna need a refund. Just off the jump because you put my life in danger. I'm gonna need something wired to me, a partial refund, 25%, 50% because these pilots put my life in danger. Y'all in the cockpit, y'all goofing around, man. I did not pay to see Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I saw that 5 years ago. I don't need to see it again. I paid to get from point A to B, and now y'all giving me a whole boxing match. I guess we can say the good thing about this flight was nobody was hurt. The flight actually managed to get to its destination without having to stop. And inconvenience the passengers. So for that, I do applaud the pilots to be able to put their differences to the side for the time being and get these passengers where they need to go. Now, it wasn't that easy. They say that a crew member actually had to stand guard in the cockpit. I'm talking about he right between the two. He looking at him, He making sure nobody say nothing. This must have been a difficult position to be in, I'm not gonna lie. This must have been a difficult position to be in. Because if one of them jump over to the other side, the whole plane gets a rocking, and now your life is in danger. Everybody's life is in danger. Basically, you gotta be Superman, you gotta be Batman, you gotta break this up as fast as possible. And keep things that big, man. This is beyond me. Believe it or not, this incident actually happened 3 months ago. June, July, August. 3 months ago, we're gonna say 3 months ago. It has just surfaced as the airline has put out an official report detailing that these two pilots were suspended and are up for extra punishment. Now there is a little chat out there. Not too much, but there's a little chat out there that this was gonna be a cover-up. That Air France was never gonna tell nobody about this. That this was gonna be on a hush-hush between me, you, passengers, pilots, and airline crew. That's it. But recently, BEA, I don't know the name of the BEA, I don't know what this stands for, I'm not gonna lie. BEA is saying that Air France been up to some things, and pilots have not been following the code of conduct in these situations. It must come up if the BEA wasn't sticking their nose and everything, looking around, asking questions, putting their ear to the streets. Would this have ever came out? Would this information have ever leaked? Would we ever have known that there's Air France flights with pilots skating in? Alright guys, now if things couldn't get any crazier, listen to this. Southwest Airlines made headlines this week that a passenger was up to some frisky business. Now we all know one of the last things you want to hear before we take off is our pilot hop on that speaker and say something like, oh, we may have to delay this flight. Oh, we may have to deplane this flight. And even less when it's for foolishness. And this here, pure foolishness.
While we're on the ground, I'm going to have to pull back to the gate. Everybody's going to have to get off. We're going to have to get security involved. And it's vacation that's going to be ruined. So you folks, whatever that airdrop thing is, quit sending naked pictures. Let's get yourself to Cabo.
Yes, you heard the man right. You heard the man right. A passenger was in flight, airdropping nude photos to other passengers on the flight. Now, I cannot tell you what came over this person, if this was one of his freak fantasies. But for anybody else out there thinking about doing this, please wait until you're in the air. Please wait until we in the air before you start doing this foolishness, man. How you gonna start doing this before we even take off? Now the pilot just gotta throw it in reverse, get us back to the gate, and kick us all off, man. No, for those who can't get my humor, I was joking. Don't do that. Don't even think about it. Now, thankfully, the incident stopped there. Whoever was doing it, they stopped doing it. But to be fair, let's say this. Maybe he was with his babe. Maybe he was with his girlfriend, and this was about to be a vacation. And he just wanted to get the festivity started a little early. But he got the iPhones mixed up. You know how Airdrop is. Anybody who uses Airdrop, you know you might be trying to send it to Greg, and you send it to Craig. You might be trying to send it to Gina, and you send it to Maria. It can happen to anybody. So before we jump on this passenger's back, I want to say let's take a moment and let's think about this logically. Passengers ended up making it to Cabo on their vacation, and hopefully whoever was sending those nudes got it to the right person once they landed. Reports surfaced that Joe Biden is making good on his promise to add transparency to the flight industry. Reports surfaced this week from the White House that the DOT has officially launched its airline dashboard for cancellation and delays. Now you know what this means? That means you could go right online, type in your little browser DOT flight dashboard for cancellation and delays, and you can find out everything that's owed to you. But the truth is, passengers have a lot of rights, and this dashboard breaks it all down from delays to cancellations and lets you know what you are owed. Can you get a refund? Are you owed the meal voucher? Are you owed hotel accommodation? Are you owed credits? It breaks down everything in a nice, simple to read format with all the major US airlines. If you take a look right now, here's how the dashboard looks, and you can easily go from, say, Southwest to Spirit. You can easily go from JetBlue to Allegiant. You can easily go, Allegiant's not offering anybody anything, so if you're flying Allegiant, just don't even use the dashboard. This is much needed relief for passengers, for frequent flyers, for anybody flying relief. The numbers are showing that flight complaints are up 219% pre-pandemic numbers. That means after the pandemic ended, there are more complaints than ever. And most of these complaints are coming from staffing issues, maintenance issues, things that the airlines didn't take care of during the pandemic and now we're paying for it. These type of delays and cancellations are covered. There are some things that aren't covered under these guidelines, and that's things like act of God, weather, basically things the airline can't control. So if there's a hurricane, tornado, blizzard, don't pull this up, man. Go ahead, head back to your house if you're in your house. If you're in the airport, go ahead and cuddle up in the corner, because you're not getting any of these if it's things the airline can't control. At this point in my life, there's very few things that surprise me. But this story, and managed to do it. Authorities had to notify a town that a man had stolen a plane from a Mississippi airport and was now threatening to crash it into a local Wal-Mart. It took a few hours to realize that not only was this man probably not going to crash into a Wal-Mart, but also they didn't even know how to fly this plane. And even worse, they didn't even know how to land it when he wanted to back out.
Started just after 5 a.m. when Patterson called officials from the sky to say he was targeting the store. That set off a wave of evacuations. Businesses, homes, entire streets cleared. This map shows the plane's erratic flight path.
How widespread was this threat?
Well, a twin-engine aircraft, fully fueled. This went beyond Tupelo. This is all of North Mississippi, South Tennessee. This plane could have gone anywhere.
Officials spent hours negotiating with Patterson by cell phone, at one point convincing him to land, but say Patterson, who had flight instruction but who officials believe was not a licensed pilot, did not know how.
There were two pilots working together as a team, and they were literally in direct contact with him and had him lined up. He was on his final approach, had gears down, everything looked great. He was going to be able to land that aircraft,
But just 100 feet from the ground, the chief says Patterson changed his mind and kept flying for another 2 hours. Around 9:30 a.m., he posted this Facebook message from the air. "Sorry, everyone. Never actually wanted to hurt anyone. I love my parents and sister. This isn't your fault. Goodbye." Less than an hour later, officials say, with fuel running low, Patterson landed in this field.
It's pretty obvious this man suffers from mental health issues, so I won't go too hard on him. But one thing's for certain, when that airplane said that fuel was running out, he quickly came to his senses. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, no one was injured in this incident, not even an airplane burglar. Should this guy get some type of break for mental health issues, it's clear he was going through something. Or do we need to hold these people accountable so the next person won't jump on an airplane, fly around for 7 hours, and talk about they crazy? Let me know below, guys, what you think. Alright guys, thanks for checking in. We emptied the clip. Hit that notification button, like, subscribe, comment. I'll be back in 7 days, guys.